Now, South Africa's 3-month-old unity government faces its major dispute over an education bill. The Democratic Alliance Party has warned it is not ruling out leaving the fragile alliance. President Cyril Ramaphosa is due to sign the Basic Education Laws Amendment Bill on Friday, despite objections from parties in the nearly 3-month-old unity government. The new law will give the government more power to determine the language and admission policies of schools, which critics say could undermine mother tongue education. The Afrikaans community in particular fears these could penalize schools that teach in its minority language.
For example, we do not believe that the President should sign the Bella Bill into law tomorrow. Among other issues, we believe the bill compromises the rights of children to mother tongue education. And that's why I met the President on Bella yesterday, and I really hope that we can find a common way forward. But if the President does go ahead tomorrow and sign the Bella Bill, we will have to consider all of our options on the way forward. In a multi-party government, leaders need to respect the constraints and imperatives of their partners. And any leader that tries to ride roughshod over their other partners will pay a price, because their time will come when the shoe is on the other foot, and they will need the understanding of those partners in turn. Conflict over policy in the GNU is not necessarily an existential threat to the government. But that doesn't mean that we would not walk away.
And joining us on the news to discuss this is the Campaigns and Communications Director, Save South Africa Civic Movement, Tebogo Mashilompane. He joins me from Pretoria, South Africa. It's nice to have you around.
Well, thank you so much for having us. Good morning.
Of course. Interesting times, I must say, in the South African politics. Since the marriage between the DA and the ANC is facing its first hurdle. What can you tell us about this Bella Bill that is making Democratic Alliance dish out threats?
As the organization, we have studied the bill, and to be honest with you, we have highlighted issues that we feel are not good. For an example, there's I think it's section 8, where it talks about selling alcohol at school during fundraising activities. So we objected that. We said, no, that is not, it's not supposed to happen. And then we've made it very clear. But unfortunately, we cannot reverse that. So but apart from that, we feel the bill is okay, because the bill now strengthens many things that were weakened. So we don't understand even when someone says, no, this bill must be rejected, because even when coming to the issue of language policy, you know, that the government is trying to stop the issue of abuse in terms of language and admitting various students from different backgrounds. Because when you don't address the issue of language policy, you are actually continuing with the racist, with the apartheid elements that have been there, where black people have been segregated, white this side, black people this side. So this bill, in all honesty, is okay. And then we are saying this is a living law. I mean, we cannot say it's sacrosanct. You know, as time goes on, it will have to be revisited and amended again, because also this one, you know, we are amending the law that has been there. So I see nothing wrong. Whenever there are problems, the parliamentarian will come together and amend the law. So the bill is okay.
But then the DA leader, Steenhuisen, said that that bill actually stifles the rights of children. So looking at the provision, would you say, of course, there is a little bit of inhibition in the bill as regards to children, or you would just consider this as being politically motivated?
No, you are right. It's politically motivated, because DA has been playing a flexing game where they want to flex their muscles and then bully around everybody. Because even now, look, we're talking about the so-called GNU, which we don't even believe in that. It's a fake marriage. But why is only the DA who is threatening? You know, all other members of this fake marriage are not saying anything, but DA is the one that is coming and abusing everybody. So whatever that they're saying is politically, there's nothing to do with protection of the children, because number one, this bill seeks to say every child must be at school. So what's wrong with that? The bill says grade R must be incorporated in the basic education system. What is wrong with that? Because this is what the small kids have been finding themselves out of the system, because it's like there are two systems there. But now when they are strictly in basic education, it means now they are able to continue smoothly as they go to grade 1. So we don't understand where it says it's going to abuse the right of children. We don't understand that one. But I can tell you for free, DA is trying to protect the Afrikaans language, and then with the expense of other languages that are in South Africa. We've got 11 official languages, and then now the bill includes the sign language also to be accepted as official language. So what is wrong with that? So DA here is playing a political mambo jumbo, and then we are not going to support such particular things. We support the bill. It's okay. We don't see any encroachment on the rights of children. We have studied the bill. We have referenced with the constitution of the country. We don't see any problem with that.
So what about the part of the bill that talks about parents being jailed if they fail to put their children in school for 6 months?
We support that. We even feel 6 months is less, because, you know, you find street kids. Street kids are the creation of negligence by parents. So parents must be responsible. Remember, here we're talking about kids who cannot take themselves to school. How will a 5-year-old take himself to school at 5? I mean, it's not practically possible. And we see this in South Africa. In the streets, you'll see kids begging for money. You know, there's too much street kids in the country. There's too much small kids who are smoking nyaope and other illicit drugs. So we are saying we welcome that, and we feel it should have been at least 12 months. This is part of responsibility, to say parents must take responsibility of their children, because if they don't, who's supposed to take responsibility? And we applaud the government in this instance, because remember, the children are protected by the government and by the High Court. You know, it's more like that, the children of the High Court. So we don't see any problem with that.
Now, part of the DA's argument as regards the bill is that the bill doesn't address the systematic qualities of education, such as the curriculum failure, poor literacy, among other issues. And some people feel that this stance by the DA is true. So what's your take on it?
No, we remember this. We look at it as a like a template of some sort. Now it is upon the Minister of Basic Education to come up with policies that will address the issues of pass rate, for an example, move it from 30% to 40%. They have an opportunity. These people have been member of the parliament. They should have raised these issues. Of course, we are also worried about such, but we are saying the bill is there, and then the policies can be created from this particular bill. So this is not something that it says we stop here. As I said, it's a living document where changes can be made. Policies are going to be drawn from this bill. So we see this as progressive, and then we are saying the Minister of Education, you've got the responsibility to come up with policies to say we want the pass rate to be 50% or to be 40%, depending on what the society is saying. So we don't even see anything that stops the minister from raising such particular issues. She is the member of the parliament. She is a member of the cabinet. Okay. So her voice is as equal as other people.
All right. Thank you so much, Tebogo Mashilompane, for sharing your thoughts with us.
Thank you, Liz. Thank you.